Hi, I'm Laura from Hair Hardware, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a tutu dress. And for this tutu dress I'm going to use this material right here. This is the same material that crochet headbands are made out of. But what's really neat about this material is we sell it by the yard, so you can make the tutu top in any width that you need it. You're not just limited by the size of the headband that you purchase. This is sold by the yard. So for this tutu, I'm probably going to use about 18 inches of material. And this is the purple crochet headband material that is 8 inches wide. We also have 5.5 inch wide if you're looking to make a smaller tutu dress, or if you're looking just to make a tutu skirt, we also have 1.5 inch crochet by the yard of this material. For the tulle, I'm going to use this pretty hot pink sparkle tulle, some accent pieces in the skirt. I'm going to use regular purple tulle, and then I'm going to use a whole bunch of white tulle as well. And this tulle, it's all 6 inches wide. And I'm also going to use a gem center flower for decoration. And then for the top of the dress, I'm just going to use black grosgrain ribbon to tie it. In this step, I'm going to create the tutu top with the crochet material. Now there's a few different ways that you can make the top and to get the seam on the edge like this. You can sew it by hand, you can sew it on a sewing machine, or you can use a serger like I'm going to use here. Now if you don't have a serger, don't worry. You can very simply sew it by hand. What you'll need to do for any of the steps is there's a right side of the material, which is how it looks on the outside, and then on the inside of the material where it's smoother, this is the wrong side. So you're going to take your material, and this is 18 inches, so it's going to be kind of a bigger tutu top that I'm making. You're going to fold it in half so that the right sides are together like this. Just line up your edge like that. And if you're hand sewing it, just go ahead and sew straight across there. If you're sewing it on a regular sewing machine, you can go ahead and sew straight across, just do a reinforcing stitch at the beginning and the end. Or if you're going to use a serger, you can watch me create the tutu top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the material through the serger. And the serger, if you've never used one before, it cuts the end and then it creates a nice stitch right over the edge that I will show you when I'm done. So I'll just finish running it through. And as you can see, on the edge, the serger made the nice cut, and I did the contrasting white stitch so that you could see it against the purple fabric. But don't be intimidated by that, by not having a serger. You can definitely hand sew this or just put it through a regular sewing machine. That works really well too. One of the most tedious parts of making tutu skirts is cutting all the tulle. For the skirt that I'm making, I'm going to do 2 layers of tulle, and each row needs about 42 strips that I want to be 3 inches wide. So I need 84 total pieces to do the 2 layers. Now the tulle that I'm working with is 6 inches wide. And that's what most tulle you're going to find in, for crafting is going to be about that wide. You can find some longer pieces of some common colors, but in general you're going to find 6 inch wide tulle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tulle and you're going to cut a piece twice as long as you want the skirt to be. I want my skirt to be about 24 inches long. So this piece right here, this purple piece, I've cut to 48 inches long. Now the problem is that it's 6 inches wide, and I need it to be 3 inches wide for the skirt. So there's a little trick I'm going to show you to making it easier to manage. What you're going to do is you're going to take the tulle and you're going to roll it up like this. And this actually works really well if you're able to find tulle that is wider. You can sometimes find bolts of tulle that's like 24 and 36 inch wide, and that makes it go really fast. But what you're going to do is you're just going to roll it up like that. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut it in half. And now you have two 3-inch pieces of tulle. So you're going to decide what colors you want for your tutu skirt, and you're going to go ahead and cut as many pieces as you need. Now that you have your tutu top made and you've cut all your little pieces of tulle, you're going to work with the tulle, you're going to need to fold it in half. So put two ends together and then bring it around and just work with the loop that looks like that at the end. Now the crochet material, the way it's made, it has perfect spacing so that your tutu comes out perfect. And there's multiple rows, so you can add as many rows as you want for as full as you want your tutu to be. Now to get started, don't start at the very bottom. This is just a thread that secures the end. You're going to start the next row up, and you're going to put this loop of tutu through like this, and then you're going to put it up through the hole that's above it, like that. So it should look like this. And then you're going to take the end and you're going to pull it straight through like this, and then you're going to tighten it like that. And now you have your first piece of skirt on there. And you're just going to keep going all the way around the entire tutu top until you finish the first row of the skirt. My skirt, I'm going to make 2 rows. So I'm going to show you how I finish off that second row. Okay, so I've been working on this dress for a while here, and what I did, as you saw just a second ago, I did the entire bottom row in just white tulle. That this spot right here, you can see I just have done that 1 row. And then I want to make the skirt real full, so I did a second row on top of that where I did a pattern of 2 white, 2 purple, and 2 of the hot pink glitter tulle. And I have this last section right here that I still need to do a few more rows. So to do that second row, all you need to do, I'm going to use the hot pink tulle here, is just follow that same step of taking the tulle and doubling it over so that you have the 2 ends together, and then you have the loop at the end with the half. And you take your piece of tulle, I'll try to zoom in a little here, hopefully you can see it a little better. You take your tulle and you put it in the next row. So right here is this next piece that I'm going to work with right here. So I'm going to take the tulle, I'm going to put it in the top hole and out the bottom hole right there. And then I'm going to take, just like I did the other side, just going to take that end and pull it through like this. And then you tighten it like that. And that will complete the second row as you go across. If you want to add a third row, then just start right on top of that and keep adding that the tulle material right across there. This skirt, I'm just going to have the 2 rows. So I'm going to show you now how to finish off the end of it. Okay, now that you have done your entire tutu skirt, the ends, usually, unless you've been super duper careful when you cut them, the ends usually need a little bit of work. And depending on the style of your skirt, you may be okay with this, where things are just slightly different lengths. Some of them aren't cut perfectly straight, but for this skirt, I really want the end to be perfectly straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rotary cutter and this straight edge, and I'm just going to cut straight across here, and it's going to give me a nice straight finish to my skirt. The only thing you need to do to prepare for this is you're going to need to lay the skirt flat, and you're going to need to make sure that all your tulle pieces are pulled down straight. Basically, it's like you need to comb the skirt out with your fingers. Just run your fingers through, get all the tulle pieces as straight as possible underneath your ruler like this, and make sure that your ruler is straight, and then you should be able just to run the rotary cutter across there and get a nice straight edge to your skirt. Okay, so as you can see, it cut them all here. Had a little spot I didn't get through right here. Let's finish up any spots that you may have missed there. So I cut off a little bit more than I normally do when I'm making a skirt, just because I wanted you to be able to see on the camera there. Normally you wouldn't want to waste that much tulle though. But when I take my ruler off, you can see that I have a nice, real straight, finished off end to the skirt. To finish off the top of the dress, I'm going to make this dress have a halter top with a tie. You can do 2 straps on the side or however you want to do it, but this I'm just going to do the one on the front underneath the chin area. So what I did is I cut 30 inches of 5/8 black grosgrain ribbon. I folded it in half, and I'm going to attach it to the top of the tutu top using the same technique as the putting on the tulle. So you're going to take the loop end, and usually I go about 3 rows down in the crochet material, and I'm going to thread the ribbon through like this. Then I'm going to take the 2 loose ends and I'm going to pull it straight up through that loop I just made. Now you have the top of the halter dress. I'm also going to add this big gem center flower for the front here. And these, sometimes I glue them on, sometimes I sew them on. It really just depends on who the dress is for, what age group. For this dress I'm making, I think it's appropriate to just glue it on. That will hold very strong. So I'm going to take the hot glue, and when you put this ribbon on, it leaves a nice flat surface right here to attach whatever kind of embellishment you might be attaching. So I'm going to put some glue there. Then I'm going to take the flower and I'm going to center it and put it right on top of that glue. And now the dress is ready for whoever you've made it for, if you're going to sell it or if you're going to put it on your little girl. It's going to look really cute and it's a perfect summer activity.